allies, and anybody that wants to learn more about the LGBT plus community. My name is Zanardi, and I'm so glad all your beautiful faces are here. Welcome back to episode 5. I want to take this time to thank all of you who have been so supportive of the Alphabet Mafia brand, of the podcast, of the website and clothing line. You guys have been absolutely amazing. All of your messages have been very encouraging, and I really appreciate that. So today's guest is Harvie Gray. Harvie is a hilarious 23 or 24-year-old, I forget, man from the Philippines. So he's actually not a U.S. citizen, so he has a unique story and background in being that he's, not from the United States. He's from a different place where being gay isn't as accepted as much as it is here, believe it or not. And so I had a great conversation. This one was a little more lighthearted and funny, I would say, but I would still say there's a lot of good value in it. Without further ado, here's Harvie. Welcome to the show.
Hello. Pleasure
you.
to have me here, I guess.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for having me.
What?
In your apartment.
Oh, yeah, well, that's true.
Yeah.
That was pretty weird.
That's funny. So, remind us your name again?
My name is Harvie. That's my name. I'm originally from the Philippines, and it's been back and forth in America since 2016.
Okay.
So that's... and I'm currently taking my master's degree in somewhere in Scripps Ranch. So that's an overview of my life right now.
Yeah. What are you studying?
So I'm taking up a master's in business administration, major in hospitality.
Wow.
So, I didn't really know that I was going to take that here, but back in 2016, that was my college internship. I did an internship in Colorado in one of the resorts. Then another resort in Lake Tahoe. I got back in the Philippines, I didn't think I'll be back in America. I literally said, I'll never coming back. There's nothing there for me. I've been around literally geographically in America. But I gave out my application and I got in. I'm like, oh damn. I thought I got some failed grades and stuff, and I didn't even meet the cutoff, but I'm here.
No,
so,
they kept you. Awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess with the hospitality and business major, what do you want to do, in your career?
Well,
yeah, there's a little plane flying.
Yeah, so in my career right now, it's technically, hopefully when I graduate in August, that means I'll take a manager position. But, recently I've worked on all of the big companies and all of that, which is, can I name those? Is it fine?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I worked on the Four Seasons, the Ritz-Carltons and all that. Then the one right now, I'm in a part-time job at the Lodge of Torrey Pines Resort. It's one of the big ones here in San Diego, I guess. So I'm kind of leaning into more of, guest-facing stuff. Either, hopefully, when I graduate, I'll get to be an events manager or probably somewhere on the guest services.
Okay.
So we'll start from that. They told me that, Harvie, you just gotta dream a little bit more bigger. Because before I was mostly an intern, they made me feel like I was just, this intern, you could just abuse me and all that.
Oh no.
So it took me a lot of time to recognize where I'm really good at, and I actually got a shot in this industry.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well, good job.
Thank you.
Yeah. So being from the Philippines, that's pretty cool. So how did you end up, in San Diego area? Did you just visit here and really like it, or?
Oh, yeah. So funny thing. So yes. So one of my first tickets in America was a college internship. So I was one of the lucky 15 out of 300 students who applied for that internship. Then after that, so I went back here again with my Lake Tahoe internship, and that was when me and my friend, who was also from the Colorado internship, he got back again. And we're like, hey, what's up? Let's hang out before he leaves back to the Philippines. And we're just like, okay, let's go to San Diego. It's like, I don't want to be in LA or San Francisco because I've already been there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, let's go to San Diego. It's like, yes, I want rides. I want all that. I'm like, really? Okay, fine. We'll do SeaWorld because I hate thrill rides. I swear to God. So so that was back in 2018, I guess, October 2018.
Okay.
Then we did SeaWorld. We went to Hillcrest. We had our fun on over there, the gay area.
Yeah, you threw that back.
Oh well, you kind of got my back blown.
Oh my God. Okay.
But
there you go.
Oh.
It's okay. This podcast is rated R.
Oh yeah. Oh, very good. So we'll keep it rated R. So yeah, so that was one of the things that happened to me, and I just didn't know I'll be back here because it was one of the schools that I applied it and I got in because my school in the Philippines is, it's I got a double degree. So I got a degree from France and the Philippines, and the one here now is it's the same school from France as well. So they have a partnership in Alliance University. So that's how I got in.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm back in San Diego. Now I'm not only visiting, now I'm living.
There you're living. Nice. And so you grew up in the Philippines. You
Exactly.
went to high school in the Philippines? Nice. And that must have been, obviously very different than California.
Yes, it's very different.
And you identify as gay?
Yes.
Yes. Getting your back blown out kind of signifies that. How kind of describe to me about your journey, especially with being from a different country. What was your childhood like, and describe your journey about becoming gay and discovering that you were gay.
Okay, so I grew up kind of differently in the Philippines. So I grew up in a small island called Bohol. It's a rural area, very beachy and all that. It's not like the cities.
Sure.
That's where I grew up, and most of the people looked at me as this real rich kid who came from this family who, we basically came from nothing, my parents and all that. So when I was born, we were kind of well off. And it wasn't, I did notice that I was gay when I was in elementary or grade school. So I did have feelings for them, but I just didn't grow up hating that part of me. Mostly Filipinos would usually hate those because we're a Christian country, so we're taught to hate all of that. But for me, that wasn't the forefront of my struggles growing up. So it is part of me. Some people did tease me about it, but I was just a different guy. I wasn't this very happy. I was a little bit more reserved. I'm a middle child, so I grew up a little bit more emotional and a little bit more darker than all that.
Sure.
So after in Bohol, we moved to Davao City, which is a multicultural city. We got our native Filipinos from the mountains live there. There's some Muslims, Christians, and I went to this another Christian private university, which is very different from my rural upbringing. So when I went there, it was just a total shift. Like, who knew there's Cartesian planes? Who knew you could just do like the PH test papers for science stuff? I was a smart guy. I was part of the top something in the first year students, and there's this lab exam which I fucking failed because I didn't know what to do this lab. I didn't know anything about it. I'm like, oh cool, whatever. So yeah, I was getting bullied there again. Most usually as someone who came from the rural areas. A little bit sprinkling of being gay and all that, but as I move, I'm a little bit flamboyant as well, but people would look at me because they love me more. They just say, oh, that's just how he is. I grew up with all my cousins are all female, so I did
that's fun.
that was very fun. So I grew up with them, and also growing up, my father was a seafarer as well, so I didn't really have a father figure. I guess that is one part of it. I did take more of my cousins growing up. I did grow up with a lot of females in my life, so yeah.
Yeah, okay. And at what age, I guess, did you come out? Did you tell people? Did you start to tell people?
Well, I did start. So after Davao City, I went to Manila. That's where I went to college. So I did 1 year of medical school because all of my classmates in high school did that. Like, I didn't like it. I guess I want to travel around, do some food, experience life. I didn't want to be a cook because I hate frying. I hate hot oil.
Yeah,
it's terrible. So
bad for the skin.
So the next part of me is like, okay, I'll do hospitality school. And I know my mom, she trusts me with everything. But I'm just like, I guess I'll go to the best hospitality schools in the Philippines. And that was in Manila, that's in Vatel, that's all called St. Benil. That's when I said, get a double degree, so I earned that. So when I was there, I didn't. So the people in Manila just, immediately assumed that I was gay, because I think I really am a little bit more fluid and all that. Sure. But I do identify as gay as a man. I need to do my homework on those things. I'm sorry.
You mentioned you feel you're a little more fluid.
Oh yes.
So you've had relations with women?
No, but I don't really know. I haven't had a relationship, but I really am gay. But I can see, a pretty woman, they're sexy. Sometimes our dicks get hard with those things.
Okay.
And yeah, There was just this one of these things where people, would dance with me, and they're like, "Oh, Harvey," like, I usually say that, "Oh my gosh, I'm not straight enough for this," but I'm just saying, but like, I'm not gay enough to have you hump through my dick. I'm like, please stop.
Right.
I don't want these feelings right now for you. Let's not go through that. So
I don't want another night of regret.
yeah, I gotta stay with my. Oh no, I'm not a golden gay. I came out naturally from my mom. Son, I'm sorry.
You're not a golden gay?
No, that's how they tell you that when you didn't touch the vagina, right?
No.
Oh.
A golden star gay is when
golden-
you've never had sex with women.
Oh, so I am a golden
You
star.
are a golden
gay.
star gay, yes.
Are you a golden star gay?
I'm not a golden star gay.
So are you a man? Are you a gay man?
I'm a gay man.
All right.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
I didn't know. You haven't introduced yourself to me, Ryan.
That's true. I found you on Grindr.
Oh God.
Yeah, so I'm a gay man, but I slept with a lot of women trying to hide my gayness or suppress it, trying to run from it.
Part of America did you grow up in?
I grew up in Carlsbad.
Right there.
Yeah, so I grew up there in a white Christian bubble, if you would say. So, I went to a private Christian school that was really white. There was like 3 people of color.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so my life was church, school, and family, and that was all the same bubble.
It's all the same bubble.
Yes.
So did you grow up? When did you? Can I ask you this stuff?
Yeah.
Is this
yeah.
my show only?
The tables have turned.
So did you grow up kind of knowing that you were gay, and also were you taught to hate being gay?
Yes. So hate's a strong word. I don't know if I would use the word hate for personally, but yes, I was told that it was wrong and that you were not gay. Like that you do not do that. That it was not good. And so I was taught that, and I struggled my whole life with these feelings of at least appreciating and attractive to men. So I remember watching.
Are we opposites?
No, because I definitely do like dicks. I remember watching Revenge of the Sith with E-boy Anakin Skywalker, and I was like, I was getting the hots at like 10, 11 years old.
God.
And I'm like, what is going on? But then I was under the impression that if I don't act on anything, and that carried on throughout middle school.
But you were acting on your own dick. You like your own dick. What true? Oh, okay, then.
And so I was just under the impression if I don't hook up or act, do anything with guys, then I'm not gay. I was under the impression that to be gay, you had to actively be doing it.
Exactly.
That's what I thought, and that's completely wrong. So I tried to, only hook up with girls, and I tried, but it was like fighting an uphill battle, and I was like, this is not...
Uphill battle which will lead you with a land of dicks.
Yes.
God.
So worth it.
So worth it, but I mean, it just goes to show that, there's a lot of importance, especially for the young kids, to be educated when it comes to gender, sex, or like orientation, education. Because growing up, we never had that. We'd search for something gay, then just porn would come up for us when we search it before, I guess.
Absolutely.
There's no self-help whatevers.
Yeah, there's no help for people who are struggling or who might feel lost, because I wished I had someone, or I'd been able to listen to someone that had those feelings and those experiences before, and kind of validate, one, that it's okay what I'm feeling, and two, that you're gonna come out on top if just accept it. And
yes. So back to me.
Yeah.
So I think the last topic, because it was actually me discovering myself and when it was that time. So that was back in college. I didn't really accept it, but I did explore my sexuality there and all of that. But when I went to America, this is like when everyone really did assume that I was gay, and I was like, sometimes I just realized that I don't have to introduce myself like, hey, my name is Harvey, and being gay is the most interesting thing about me. That's the first thing you should know about me. But then I just realized that, no, that's not how I should, because in the Philippines, they would always ask that if oh, you're gay, right? Oh, yes, that's a big achievement.
Oh my gosh.
They'd always think like that, especially when it's different when, probably here, when you're like Christian guy, they're like, oh, he's gay, oh. I mean, that's also
it's something you run from.
So then, that is true that you get judged about that, but since people's predisposition about this, they'd always like me. I think people like me in general. So when they did it, oh, I'm right, you're really gay. 'Cause in the Philippines, they do celebrate being gay and all that, because they laugh about it in the media, but they don't also respect. They don't like to give equalities and all that, because we're also still Christians. We are entertained with the gays and the gay culture, but they don't really have to give the equality because we're technically Christian first country.
Sure. Is gay marriage illegal?
No, it's illegal. Yeah.
It's legal.
It's illegal.
Illegal.
Yeah, it's illegal.
Wow.
But there's some local the mountain native Filipinos. Some of them do give gay marriages, but just like what I said, I'm not educated enough. I'm not prepared for this podcast.
No, you're good.
So that time when I was here in America, I just knew that I just got to really know myself after moving. I've been exposed. I've been moving around. And I've been around geographically, and I just really got to know myself. And people will know. Sometimes I'll just let in this new guy and tell this random thing. Oh my gosh, I think I just met my new boyfriend, my future boyfriend, and they'll just I'm like, yeah, I really am. Like, I mean, didn't you figure that one out already? Like, gosh. I thought you'd get to know me enough, but as a Capricorn, you'll just get to know me enough, but you wouldn't really get to figure me out.
They're mystical, so.
They're mermaids.
Have you told your parents?
I haven't really I haven't come out told them about it, but they know about it.
Sure.
I've just like what I said, I did some.
They're gonna listen to this podcast.
It's okay. I mean, I'm not sure. We'll see. In the next 5 years, they'll be listening to it.
Yeah.
I will. I'm sorry. I might not send this to them.
It's okay.
But I haven't really come up to them, but they know about it.
Sure.
I know my father is he'd prefer for me to be like this, but my mom supports me anyway. I think I have such a strong personality. Like, you might think that I'm very easygoing and all that, but I think I got a good sense of self, which is very good. Hopefully everyone who grows up or gets to listen gets to really discover themselves.
Yes.
And I'm just like, Ma, what's up? I mean, I don't know if I can provide you children, but what's up? I'm the middle child. You got problems with me, but I haven't come up to them, so that's the answer.
Okay. Are you nervous too? What are your feelings, towards that? I guess.
I think the next step for me to really come out to them might just be, when I, romantically speaking, which I'm not even goddamn romantic, because when I meet a guy and they're and I think my future partner, I'd meet their parents first,
right?
And they'd somehow along this line, marriage will be in there, and I don't think this partner would he'd understand me that I wouldn't really want to, but he knows that it's fine, they'll be fine. So I might have to come out on that pretense, really, really come out, but they really know, but I don't really care about it, because my family is, very Christian as well. My mom's faith is very strong, but she also loves me as well.
Sure.
So it's just like one of those episodes in Queer Eye, season 2, episode 1.
Shout out to Queer Eye.
Gage Georgia. How could you say you love your neighbor and you love God, and you can't even love your son itself? So it's just
that's the one with the church, right?
Yep. Yep. I know it's Mommy Tammy. Mommy Tammy. So I know my mom will be able to do that. Even my father as well. They're very chill. I'm just
good. That's really great. That's I guess, what would you have if you had any words of advice or wisdom for anyone who is maybe in your shoes? Maybe they are from another country. Maybe they are scared to, or not even scared, but just unsure about telling their parents because of their background. What would you kind of just advice for? What would you tell them?
Well, since I am technically chaotic neutral, I guess. So basically, you'd have to prove. I mean, when it comes to Asian families and all that, some of them, they know that you're gay, you're cut off for everything. Just make sure that you got your goddamn back first, that you have already covered your ass. I think that's an American term, that you need to make sure that you've already worked on yourself already financially. I don't know, this is me thinking as a middle-aged. Am I middle-aged? Oh my god.
How old are you?
I'm 25 tomorrow.
No. You are not middle-aged.
Oh, that's not middle-aged? Okay.
I'm 24. Well, If that's middle age, then I don't know what I'm fucking doing.
All right, so I'm 25, but I mean, you just, well, I think for me, I did put maybe in gayness on the back burner. Is that how you Americans say it?
Yes.
But I did focus more on, on being a good person, being good enough in my career, in my school and stuff. So unfortunately, I didn't had that one on my back burner. So back on the advice for the people in other countries. So if you want to, you need to experience the world too, because when you move from places to places, your horizons will get broader. So you get to learn about that. If you might want to go to America and learn yourself, explore that side of you. That's the expensive way. But hey, you'll get to learn yourself more. But if you can do that in your own country, then you can always do that. There's always some safe places. I know Taiwan is kind of pro-gay, if I'm not mistaken. There's Songkran, which is the water festival in Thailand. There's a lot of gay communities there, so you could also do that in the Southeast Asian side.
Sure.
The Philippines probably got some bars, so you could also really explore that. But you'd also just, make it come up in the day, make it from a place of love to yourself.
Yeah. Accepting yourself.
Accepting yourself
is the big first and important step.
Exactly.
And understanding that it is okay to be gay. Or anything else for that matter.
Yeah, or anything else. Right? You might be gay today, next 5 years you figure out you're something else, and that's fine.
Yes. And so also I think you kind of touched on the importance of getting out of a small town, or in general your bubble, because I know I mentioned my bubble, you mentioned a small town, but they're one and the same really. It's whether it's arbitrary or not, it's a barrier that is restricting you in your worldview, and definitely getting out is at least freeing, and it gives you opens you to new perspective.
Exactly, and it's just it's one of the things when you remove yourself from what's the usual stuff. There's this other saying that success is found beyond your comfort zones. That is true that you're out of your comfort zones, but it's also in your own self that you'd have to find what is success for you, what makes you feel good. You need to be able to define that. So removing yourself from that bubble gives you a tabula rasa, a clear slate.
Yes.
So that's, you get to write your own narrative.
Absolutely. I love that. Thank you. Harvie,
you're welcome.
You've been a great guest on the show.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Without humility, I know we've had a good time. Hopefully, the future listeners will also have a good time.
Yes.
Now that's me putting in my fake accent. But
whoa! No. You just start talking completely like English, like monotone.
Kind of posh person without my giggles and stuff. All right. So thank you for also having me.
Yeah, absolutely. I had a great time. So. Yeah. Do you have any socials that you want to drop? Any Instagram or anything like that?
Well, okay, yeah. It's at Harvie Gray on Instagram. I not exactly a Insta-gay yet. So yeah, it's HarvieGray. So sup? That's my full-ish name.
Perfect. Go give him a follow. Well, thank you, Harvie. It's been great.
Thank you so much.
All right. See you, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you all for tuning into the show. As always, you can go to thealphabetmafia.com and check us out there. You can also find us on YouTube at The Alphabet Mafia if you would like to watch the podcasts. If you're interested in being on the show, or you don't live in California but are still interested in sharing your story, you can email us at podcast@thealphabetmafia.com, and we would love to set up a time to do a podcast or even write a blog based around your story. Again, that is podcast@thealphabetmafia.com. If you are struggling and need help, you can also reach out to us, and we would love to connect with you and see if there's anything that we can do. However, if you are in need of urgent help, I would contact the Trevor Project at thetrevorproject.org. You can give them an email. They have a live chat bot there, or give them a call as well. Call the Trevor Project, available 24/7 at 1-866-488-7386. Again, thank you all for tuning into the show. Remember, you are the hero. You are beautiful. You are special. Do not let anyone tell you otherwise. Thank you all for tuning in, and I hope you have a beautiful morning, evening, whatever it is. Good night.